Greetings ladies and gentlemen, my name is Mangs, and I'm making this video to tell you guys that the draft is complete! You guys have voted for your favorite Fire Emblem 7 characters, and man, did I get a lot of votes. I'm actually very surprised so many of you voted, both on the forums and on the video. So, without further ado, I am going to read up the characters that made the draft, and include some fancy art as well. So, I decided to go with 12 characters, and that's mainly because most of these characters do not appear at the start of the game. Now, Hector Hard Mode varies between 8 to 12 characters, and sometimes 15 on the larger maps. And most of these characters actually appear rather late in the game, so I figured 12 was a nice number, because by the time I filled out my draft roster, it's going to be mostly a map that requires a lot of characters anyway. So, at 12th place, it is the lovely cleric Serah and her beautiful pigtails. Yes, I'm really happy that she actually made the draft, because I was starting to worry that I would have to play an entire game without a healer, so very happy to have Serah here. So, at 11th place, it is the assassin Jafar. He is usually a character I do not play with, so I'll be quite interested in seeing how he performs. I know he's a very good pre-promoted unit. He has a beastly strength, if I remember correctly, so it's going to be very interesting to use him. At 10th place, it is the thief from Ostia, Matthew. Yes, he is one of my favorite characters. I nearly always use Matthew. Sometimes end up using Legault, but Matthew is really my favorite thief. So I'm quite pleased to see that I got a thief on my roster, because playing Fire Emblem 7 Hector Hard Mode without being able to steal or open chests, that sounds like hell. So thank you guys for voting in Matthew. And number 9, it is the sturdy general Wallace. Yes, I've never used this guy at all, so I'm going to be quite interested in seeing how he performs. I always pick Oswin. He's like a solid pick every time I play Fire Emblem 7, so it's going to be quite refreshing to have a new general. And, you know, maybe I get some nice supports that I can use to make him even better. And number 8, it is Carla, the beautiful swordmaster. I have never tried this character either, so I am very interested in seeing how she performs. I think it's the third time I say this right now. Holy crap though, is she sexy on that image. Man, wow, what a beautiful lady. The problem, however, is that, I'm just gonna spoil this right now, Bartra is not part of the draft. He actually just made like one vote or something. Which is going to be quite tricky, because if you don't know, you need Bartra to be a level 5 warrior in order to get Carla at all. But I'm going to find a way to get around this. I'm going to arena abuse him, and of course I'm going to throw away the money I win so that it won't give me an unfair advantage in terms of gold. But I'm going to just arena abuse him off screen until he gets a level 5 warrior, and use him to recruit Carla in the chapter which you get her. Anyway. At number 7, it is Harken! Harken, yes, he was actually the first hero I got in Fire Emblem 7. I had no idea Raven could even promote to a hero back then, because I was such a noob, and I thought Harken was like the best character ever. I was like, oh, he's so good! There's no one who's better than Harken! Then I traded up Raven, and I was like, okay, Raven's better than Harken. Not always though. Harken's actually also a very good pre-promoted unit. He has solid base stats, and his growths are not that much worse than Raven, and he also has the fire affinity, which makes him a really good supporting character, because fire affinity is so great. So yeah, it's gonna be cool to see Harken among our roster. Then, number 6, we have the Swordmaster from the Sake Plains. Yes, I call them Sake, because I can't pronounce the name correctly. It is Guy! Yes, the Swordmaster. Well, he's not a Swordmaster immediately. Guy is a solid character. I personally am not a big fan of Swordmasters. I don't really like them, but they are undeniably very good, so I think Guy is going to be a solid addition to the roster. Together with Carla, it's going to be a Swordmaster duo of death, though I don't think they can support with each other, which is a shame. Alright, number 5, it is Lyn, the beautiful swords lady from the Plains of Sake, again, so yeah. Lyn, I'm glad I got a Lord on the roster. The Lords are pretty good characters, so it would be kind of silly not to play a game without at least one of them. So yeah, Lyn's a good character. When she doesn't get screwed over in the strength department, she is pretty decent. Alright, number 4, it is Pent! Yeah, everyone seems to love this guy. I usually always go with Urk or Nino myself, but yeah, Pent is undeniably a pretty good pre-promoted character, perhaps one of the best pre-promoted characters in Fire Emblem 7. He has extremely solid base stats, and his growth are not that shabby, although he can certainly get surpassed by Urk or Nino with heavy training. But one of the good things about Pent is that he starts out with what, like B rank in staves, and he can like wield physics staffs from when you first get him. So that's sort of what makes him a fan favorite, I guess. That and the fact that he got like the hottest wife in the world. Alright, then we have at number 3. Oh yes, this guy. Marcus, of course. Everyone loves Marcus, my god. And to believe I was like a Marcus hater a year ago, I've actually grown to like him quite a lot. I've grown to like the Jagen archetype quite a lot, actually. I was a sworn like anti-Jagen, but I've changed. I've grown soft. So it's actually quite good that I get to play with Marcus, because from the early goings, my roster is gonna be quite weak, because I don't know if you've noticed, but there's a lot of pre-promoted guys in here that joins pretty late. So I am not quite sure how I'm gonna get through the beginning of the game, but luckily I have Marcus, so thank God for that. Alright, and number 2, it is the beautiful and cute Rebecca. Oh my god, she looks so hot in this picture. My god, is she just not the cutest girl ever? So yeah, Rebecca, I haven't played her in a while. I don't really train archers in general, I don't like them. I do like to use some sort of... I do like Louise, that's just because she's drop dead gorgeous and because I like snipers. But it's gonna be very interesting to try out Rebecca again. I think I played with her in like my first... played with her, lol. Played with her in my first Let's Play ever, and then I didn't touch her. God, I'm so dirty. Okay. And then, who was the most popular character that everyone seemed to vote for? Well, making the first place, it is the Archer, Will! I seriously had not expected this. I thought everyone hated this guy. Like, wherever I read about people discussing Fire Emblem 7, they're all like, oh, Will is crap, don't use Will. So either people are really trolling me, or he's actually, like, you know, quite well liked. So yeah, people love Will. So this is quite interesting, because we'll be playing with 2 archers from the get-go? I've never done that. But even better, they can actually support with each other, Will and Rebecca that is, and that seems like a pretty good support if you ask me. So yeah, that's our roster. Sarah, Jafar, Matthew, Wallace, Carla, Harkin, Guy, Lynn, Pent, Marcus, Rebecca, and Will. Wow, this is such a wonky lineup. I would never have played this on my own. But I'm actually looking quite forward to this, because I'm going to be seeing a lot of new supports that I haven't seen before. And who knows, it might actually end up going well for me. So, but I'm gonna have to really, really focus hard not to mess up the first half of the game though. Alright, the first part will be out soon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mangs, and I'm looking forward to seeing you next time. Goodbye.